Hello everyone, my name is Rohit Das. Welcome to my channel, and today we are going to see and learn simple linear regression, which is one of the regression models of the machine learning, and how you can implement it easily on your dataset. So over here I have a dataset prepared, that is salary versus experience, a person's years of experience and how much salary they've been getting based on that. So we can use this dataset to actually predict how much salary should a new employee get based on the years of experience. Let's say a new employee has a prior years of experience as almost 4 years. So how much salary should they get based on that? And for that we already have a data set with 30 employees over here, as we can see, and we are going to apply simple linear regression on this. So to do that, we are first going to see what a simple linear regression is and how you can find the value. So for that we have this formula, that is y equals to c0 plus c1x, where your y is your dependent variable, your c0 is your constant, your c1 is your coefficient, and your x is your independent variable. So the first thing we are going to see is what this x and y are. So over here we are going to use the years of experience, which is in the x-axis, to find the salary, which is in the y-axis. So your years of experience, this becomes an independent variable as it does not depend on your salary, and we only have years of experience and salary. We do not have any other variable into consideration. So your years of experience, which is helping us to find the salary, on which the salary is actually dependent on, becomes your independent variable, while your salary, which is clearly dependent on your years of experience, so we are actually predicting a salary using the years of experience, so your salary becomes your dependent variable. So your years of experience is your x value and your salary becomes your y value. Well, pretty simple. And the next two we have is the constant and the coefficient, where your constant is your c0 and coefficient is your c1. So over here I have actually applied the simple linear regression on the data set. So I have divided the data set into training set and test set, and using that training set I have created this regression line. And first thing we need to know is how we can find the constant. So a constant is basically the minimum value of your salary over here, the minimum value of your dependent variable. Let's say over here the company is willing to offer a salary of almost, let's say, 30,000. Let's say offer almost 30,000 for an employee with an experience of almost nothing. Like for 0 years of experience they are willing to give like something around 30,000. So that will be your constant, your minimum value. So in this data set your 30,000 becomes your constant, and for your coefficient, let's take 2 points. So two consequent points, that's your 2 and 3. Let's take 2 years of experience and 3 years of experience, and we'll plot this over here on your regression line, and then over here on your y-axis, that is your salary. Similarly for 3 we are going to do the same, and we'll find a very small difference over here, and that is actually your coefficient, your c1. So now you know what your x is, that is your independent variable, what your y is, and now we also saw your c0, that is the minimum value of your independent variable, that is over here our salary. So our salary cannot go below 30,000 according to this data set. And what your coefficient is, so here is your coefficient. And how is this blue line? This blue line is actually a regression line. This regression line is going to help us predict the salary. It might not be accurate, completely 100% accurate, but it is surely going to give us a very close value. And how this works, so to do that, let's take a value. Let's Say we are finding a salary of an employee with almost 4 years of prior experience. So we'll plot this 4 all the way to our regression line, and from our regression line we go to our, well, salary over here, which should be around, I think for this would be around 78,000. So this is exactly how your regression line helps to predict your salary, how much a salary with a certain years of experience should get. So this regression line, this actually is plotted with the help of these points, which you can say for the training set. So these red points you see, they have been used to train this model, and according to the training we have got this blue line, which is the best fitting line for this regression model, and we also need to test it later on. So here we have a test set value as well. So you can see these 6 points were not taken into consideration while training, but these 6 points are taken into consideration to see how efficient our model actually is, and you can see it is quite efficient. For you can see these 3 points are actually very close to your regression line. So you can say this regression line is actually working quite well for these 3 points. So these red points are basically how much salary a person is actually getting for, let's say, a years of experience of almost, which is directly straight down below over here, which would be around, I must say it's 5.6 years maybe. So that's around 5 years and 7 months, or 5 years or 8 months. So how much this person should be getting as a salary, so that's what we're predicting over here. So the actual value is something around 80,000, and according to the regression line the value would be a little bit higher. So the value is actually, well, not 100% accurate, but it is not too far off. There's a very small distance between this point and the point on the regression line for this. So you can see this regression line is actually working quite well, but then we have these 3 points which are still quite far from the regression line, especially this point. So in the next video we are going to see how you can actually create this regression line, this blue line, to predict your values. How you can visualize the training set, and how you can visualize your test set and see how efficient your regression line is. So thank you for watching and enjoy machine learning.